Hey guys, Dave here, and I'm really excited about today's video because we are making Marry Me Chicken cottage cheese bowls. And yes, that's exactly what I said. It sounds weird, but it's just this idea I had. The channel was kind of founded upon two key pillars: Marry Me Chicken and cottage cheese. And if you go look at my biggest videos, well, there's also Chex Mix, but we're not implementing that in here. So I thought, wouldn't it be fun to kind of fuse cottage cheese bowls, which are trending big time right now, and Marry Me Chicken, which is on the downturn, but still an amazing recipe, and create a Marry Me Chicken cottage cheese bowl. I'm really excited to try it. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see all my videos that come out, guys. I don't ask you that enough, and only like 30% of you are subscribed. But let's get to it and make the world's most amazing dish. All right, so to start it off, it is Marry Me Chicken. We're going to get some chicken. Now, often when I make Marry Me Chicken, I use chicken breast. I don't know, I find them a little easier to prepare and have to cut off all the fat and stuff. But, we're trying to make a premium, like crazy baller, delicious recipe and dress it up a little, clean it up a little, and basically just make a few chicken strips. We need 12 ounces of chicken. We're making a smaller recipe. You can obviously make it larger if you so desire. Well, those are more like chicken nuggets. That's not really what I was going for, but that'll do. That'll do. We've basically spared no expense, like John Hammond in Jurassic Park. They're making a new Jurassic Park movie, by the way, guys. I don't know if you saw that, but it's pretty exciting. Although, I don't know if Chris Pratt's in it. Definitely has Scarlett Johansson. What do we think? Honestly, that might already be 12 ounces. This is a 3-pound package. So, and there's 6 chicken thighs. Yeah, it'd be a little more than 1 thigh, probably. But it's a big thigh. I'll get a little more chicken, just a tiny bit. Again, a lot of times when you're making a cottage cheese bowl, you're making it for one. It's pretty common you're making it for one. So I thought to size this at like a recipe that'll feed 1 or 2 would be the way to go, but obviously you can double, you can triple, you can do whatever you want. I don't want to waste food, so I decided to just make for 1. And I think that's probably about 12 ounces right there, maybe one more little piece. There we go. The other goal was for this to be very, very easy. Now I did break my little little magical shaker thingy. I break those all the time, but I did break mine, so we'll just use salt from the thing. We're gonna season this, moderately generously with salt and pepper. There's some pepper, grab some salt. Should we season both sides? That's what Guga always says, but he's usually talking about steak. And I don't know if he still says it, but he used to always say it. And then a little Italian seasoning, because this is, Marry Me Chicken. If you haven't had Marry Me Chicken, guys, you gotta go back in time. Watch that video, try all the variations. I did Marry Me Steak. It was all really good. Except the Marry Me Pork recipe. That one was mid. Don't watch that one. So we're just gonna take a little olive oil and put it in our moderately dirty pan. It's not dirty, it's just got soap stains or whatever. All right, so we let our pan heat up a little bit. Now we're just going to put our chicken on there and cook it up real easy. Obviously, you could maybe use some pre-cooked chicken if you want to, if you're in a rush and you just want to get the vibes without the cooking. But it's not too bad to throw some of these onto a skillet. The nice thing too is chicken thigh is pretty forgiving. So if you're not great at cooking, this is like the kind of chicken you want to cook. Chicken breast will get real dry real fast. Chicken thigh will not. So this is a very forgiving kind of meat. So being a pro is not required. My heat is definitely on pretty high. It's sizzling hardcore. Turn that over. And I don't have a ton of seasoning. I probably should have seasoned both sides. I can always go add more now if I want to. I remember the time that AI told me to taste my uncooked chicken to see if there was enough seasoning. Don't do that, guys. That's not a good idea. That's how we get salmonella. So our chicken's still cooking. I might have gotten a little crispy because I was talking to my daughter and got distracted. So, 11-year-olds. Questions about the universe while cooking some cottage cheese Marry Me Chicken. This is probably cooked through. I've got my little thermometer. I should put a link to one of these down below, guys. They're really useful to have so you don't, food poison yourself. This is all ringing in at like 170, 180. I'm gonna put that onto a plate. Should I be dumping this over the hot? No, I should not. I did it anyways, guys. There's our chicken. We're just gonna let that cool. We don't really need to let it cool, but we are going to use that same pan and heat up some garlic. Now, again, we're looking for simple today. Simple is what it's all about. So I just bought some pre-done cloves of garlic in a bag. Can't go wrong with those. And we're just gonna dice those up. We're also gonna want a half a cup of sun-dried tomatoes. These ones are julienne cut. That's probably fine. Although it might be a little big. Maybe I should dice them up a little. Let me dice this first. Yeah, we'll dice up our garlic. We will dice up. We need a half a cup of the sun-dried tomatoes. That's a big, giant part and aspect of Marry Me Chicken is sun-dried tomatoes. Ow, finger. You know what? I did just Ooh, no, you know what? No blood, guys. We good. I'm using a pretty dull knife, so luckily it was too dull to cut me. I'm not saying that's a good idea. That's not really wisdom, but it's what I did, and we're okay. If it had been a sharp knife, well, I wouldn't have been pushing as hard, and I probably wouldn't have had the risk of cutting my finger at all. So I'm pretty sure just sharpen your knives and be careful. I don't know. That's the safety segment of the show required by OSHA. I'm on the take from OSHA now. All right, I'll stop talking. All right, diced garlic, good. A couple cloves, I don't know, 3? I did like 3. 1/2 cup of sun-dried tomatoes. I've got my little 1 cup measure thingy here, so I'm just gonna fill it halfway. Actually, that's 2/3 cup. I'm gonna eyeball it, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna eyeball it. 2/3 would almost be this thing full, I think. Or, I mean, 1/2 cup would be almost 2/3 full, but not quite. So a little bit more, probably right there. And I need a better knife than this. All right, so we're just gonna chop this sun-dried tomato up. This still isn't a good knife. It's still a table knife. I literally can't find my knives. I don't know where they went. I checked the dishwasher. I checked the sink. Like maybe I left them dirty. They're not in either. They're just MIA. They're just MIA. I don't understand. The only thing I can think is someone put them in a different drawer, maybe even me, and forgot they did it. So whatever. We'll just use this knife. It's fine. It's all fine. That's pretty chopped up there. So basically we've got a little bit of leftover oil on here. We're just gonna throw our garlic onto it. I did turn down the heat a little bit on the skillet. I need like a spatula too. I'm having a real dish problem today. We'll just use this. This thing works. Simmer it a little bit, and then we'll add our 1/2 cup of sun-dried tomatoes and heat those up as well. I don't know what's going on today. All right. You know, this is fun, guys. I like to, you know, I like to be the relatable chef, the relatable home chef, as it were. And I don't know, most people are more organized than me, so really, like, the worst chefs can relate with me too, because I am the worst. And I can't find a half cup anywhere. All I can find is 3 more 2/3 cups. So we're just gonna use the 2/3 cup and fill it most of the way. We're gonna do a 1/2 cup of chicken broth in just a minute. And now that we've got a nice garlicky smell, we're going to add this chicken broth and deglaze the pan, if it were glazed. It's not really. And then we're gonna simmer this for about 2 minutes. Bring it up to a little simmer and let it simmer. I just said simmer like 4 times. Simmer, simmer, simmer. Simmer down now. Remember that? Was that Saturday Night Live sketch? All right, so I got a little ahead of myself. I didn't realize I was supposed to, eventually the cottage cheese is going into this like little sauce we're making, which I didn't expect. Mind you, a big part of that is my inability to read a recipe ahead of time, but it's all right. It makes it more of an adventure anyways. So we want 1 cup of cottage cheese, and we want to blend it up in our little Ninja blender, or any old blender. Not sponsored by Ninja, not yet. Ninja, reach out, you know? I've said your name like 6,000 times on this channel. Here we go, put it into the blender like so. And in with that, we want to put 2 tablespoons of Parmesan. I think this is the way to go, just the stuff that's pre-grated. That was a 1.5 tablespoon. Here's a 1/2. I do everything weird. So now we're gonna blend that up and make it smooth. How does this thing work? I would have probably done this first. If you're doing this recipe yourself, do this first so you don't have to stress and do it while you're cooking over there. All right, let's mix it. So here we go. I hope this works, guys. I hope this works. We're gonna take our cottage cheese. We're gonna like spatula it into this sun-dried tomato party, which is weird to me. I've got my heat quite low, like 3 out of 10. So, but this is what it's telling me to do, so I'm doing it. I hope this works. It's a cottage cheese bowl like never created before, and we're just gonna do this, stir it up, blend it all together, or mix it all together, and this will be our base to our bowl, which normally the bowl is just, a cottage cheese bowl is just standard cottage cheese at the bottom. That's not true. Normally you mix spices and stuff into it, but normally you don't heat it up. So this is like gonna create almost like a sauce vibe at the bottom, which makes me question if it's really a cottage cheese bowl at that point. Or have we like moved past cottage cheese bowl and just made a cottage cheese based Marry Me chicken? We might have done that. We might have accidentally done that, folks. Either way, we're doing something. We're doing something here on my channel. If you like it, if you're having fun, laughing at me, make sure you subscribe. I'm always failing upwards, they call it. All right, so this, we don't want this to actually like boil or simmer or anything like that or anything. We just want it all to get nice and warm. And so since it is, we're now gonna pour it. I know, I got a mess going on here. We're gonna pour it into our bowl, like so. And this is our cottage cheese base, and hopefully it's not disgusting. I really don't know. That just made me think of a Brooklyn Nine-Nine joke. It looks kind of greasy, but that's the oil from the sun-dried tomatoes. So we're supposed to put our chicken back on top. our Marry Me chicken. I mean, it's literally just chicken with some seasoning on it, but the chicken goes on top. All right, definitely didn't made too much chicken. Now we're supposed to sprinkle a little parm on it. Maybe too much. Add a little chopped basil. I bought the pre-chopped stuff. Basil is like a big part of it, I think. A little basil on top, like so. Bacon bits, now totally optional. I did happen to make bacon this morning, so I saved a little for this. So we'll throw a little bacon on there. Add a little hot sauce if you want. I don't know. Let's try this Marry Me chicken cottage cheese bowl. Hoping it's not disgusting, but I don't know. It's weird. Moment of truth. Cottage cheese bowl, Marry Me chicken. Okay, it's not disgusting. It's really not. It's delicious. Of course it's gonna be delicious. It tastes like Marry Me chicken, but I mean, I will say it's possible I went a little too long on the sauce because it's got a little bit of a crumbly factor, but it's still really good. The taste is banging. Texture's good too, honestly. Okay, looks like I've got lunch. All good to go. Oh, let's talk about the macros. While I eat some more, I'll tell you the macros. This bowl with 12 ounces of chicken, 480 calories, 50 grams of protein, 24 grams of fat, 8 total carbs, 6 net carbs, 2 fiber. Great recipe again, guys. Cottage cheese bowl, Marry Me chicken is in the books. Thank you for watching. Check out daveskitchenmarket.com for all your awesome pre-owned kitchen goods that you need. Bye-bye.